besides having this video out on the World Wide Web for everyone to see and be like, Hannah. Hello everybody, what is up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Hannah and I upload new videos every single week about healthy living, so please subscribe and definitely consider sticking around. Today's video is going to be all about my New Year's resolutions and goals for the upcoming year 2020, or maybe current year depending on when you're watching this. I am going to go through all the goals that I set, how I set them. I have a little reverse engineering process on how I set them, and then show you how I actually plan to keep myself accountable for sticking to those goals and reaching them. I think a lot of people just set these huge goals for the year and then they forget them 1 month in. For example, the classic go to the gym resolution, and then the gyms are all packed for the first 3 months and then they just always go back to normal. We need to figure out a new way to stick to goals, and I think I've figured it out and found what will work to finally come to the end of the year and be able to revisit your New Year's resolutions and check them off because you've done them. So first, I'm going to be sharing my New Year's resolutions and how I came up with them and kind of my strategy. So I just have a basic notebook here that I got from Home Goods. So basically what I did this year is I just kind of went to a coffee shop and decided I was going to do some brain dump. I've been having a lot of ideas over the last couple months. I'm like getting inspired, so this is just like a really brain dump ugly page that I made. And then I first started off, okay, like what are the main categories of my life that I want to put down goals for. So I made 5 categories and I'll just kind of list those off right now. Finance, fitness, personal, work, and then health by hand, which is like YouTube. That's my Instagram handle name, and then my website's name as well as healthbyhand.com. You should definitely check it out. If you haven't already, there's lots of good recipes on there. Shameless plug. Okay, so after I made those categories, I went to each category and I just started like scribbling different goals down that I thought I might be interested in. I know it's really exciting to do this, at least for me, and I can tend to get carried away and get too ambitious. So you don't want to set yourself up for failure, but you don't want to set yourself up not to learn or grow or change at all. So you kind of have to find that middle sweet spot. So it's good to kind of just get all your thoughts out and really digest and think about them, sleep on it, and decide if it's really something that you could really achieve and that's gonna challenge you throughout the year. So next, after I had my whole page of different goals, I literally slept on it and I was thinking, I'm just gonna let this digest and revisit it the next day. So the next day, which is what you're gonna see right here, I wrote down those categories again on a fresh, clean set of pages, and I took my ideas from the previous brain dumping session and wrote in the ones that I decided to keep. And you're probably going to notice that I have a ton of goals listed here. I think I counted, I have 37 or 38, which sounds insane, but I'm a very type A organized person and I like to do these kinds of things, and that's just what works for me. You can only set 5 goals if you want. That's totally fine. I just like to set a ton, and I could probably make these more generic and combine 3 of them into one goal, but I just wanted to get really specific and like hunker down to things that I could very easily like check off a list and know when it is done. So starting off, I have my financial goals. So I have 7 of those at the moment, so I'll just read off those ones if you're interested. Live more frugally, buy a house or condo, save greater than or equal to $1,200 a month, start house sitting for extra money, budget every month, build credit score, and meet with a financial advisor 2 times a year. So I came up with all these goals based off of how things have been going for me last year financially. If you don't know me personally, I am super into finance. So this kind of stuff really excites me. I'm already a very frugal person, so that's why I wanted to live more frugally, because I definitely see there's areas in my life where I can cut down a little bit. For example, recently I've been shopping way too much, and although I don't regret any of the purchases and they're really quality items that I know I'll have for a long time, I've just been doing it too frequently. So that's one area I'm definitely going to cut back on. And then budgeting every month. I do generally have a monthly budget, but I don't always go in and input everything. I just kind of like see what's in my account and just do it off of memory sometimes, which I don't like. I have a spreadsheet that I use, and I want to push myself to go in there multiple times a month and update it with my spends and investing and things like that, so I know exactly every month how much I've spent. That way, even at the end of next year, I can pull it all into one spreadsheet from every month and have everything categorized to see exactly where all my money went into which categories. So that's really awesome for me, and it works great. I do have a budgeting spreadsheet template. I will put a link to it in the description down below. I've sent it to a lot of my friends and they all really like it. Next is my fitness and health. I don't know if I really need to get into all this, but if you guys are interested, I'll just list a few of the main ones. Get better at yoga. I've been really getting into yoga this year in 2019, so I want to continue that next year and do it at least twice a week at home or in a studio. Decrease alcohol consumption to less than or equal to 4 times monthly. I don't really hardly drink, but lately, I don't know if it's just because of the holidays, but I feel like I've been drinking multiple times a week. Sorry, there's a trash truck outside, so it's a little bit loud. So start intermittent fasting. My naturopathic doctor recently told me that she really loves intermittent fasting and she thinks it would be good for my case. So I am going to try to start implementing that slowly into my lifestyle and see how it works out. Next on the list is personal goals. So instruct 1 yoga sculpt at least once a month. So I recently got my yoga sculpt teaching certification, which I'm really excited about. So I want to push myself to actually teach because it's kind of scary and it's not comfortable. So that's why that goal is there. Read 10 books. I'm actually going to create a book club on my Instagram. So if you want to join, check me out there. It's just at healthbyhan_ on Instagram, and I'll be posting updates in my stories very regularly. Join a church small group, go to therapy at least once a month. Work, get better at Excel and spreadsheets. I'm not really going to read the rest of my work ones because they're very specific to my job and like the things that are going on at the company, so they're not really super relevant. And then the other category is my health by hand category. So I broke that down into YouTube, Instagram, and website. It's basically just like my content and how much I'm going to be putting out there. So you can probably kind of see it here, but I'm not going to dive into those as deep. So that is it for my goals. Again, here it is. This is what you just saw me creating. So now how am I going to stick to these? So I like to do the like reverse engineering a little bit. So once I have a goal, I like to create at least 2 steps to how I'm going to achieve it. That way I actually have concrete things that I can do towards the goal. It's just not some mystical idea floating out there. I heard this quote once. It said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." And I don't want these all to be just wishes. I want them to be goals that I will achieve by December 31st, 2020. So for example, one of my goals was to decrease stress. So from there, I went to some things I can do are find a community. How can I find a community? I can attend a church and serve at the church. Another way is to teach yoga, join a volleyball league, volunteer at a boys and girls club, and so on. So those are like 5 things right there I can see on the page that I can do to decrease stress. So another example, one of my goals was to get better at Excel. So to do that, I wrote, watch 1 YouTube video per week about Excel and learn a new formula. I don't know if there's probably that many formulas in Excel. If I could do 52 a year, but that's another example of a way I'm going to achieve that. So now how I'm going to keep myself further accountable, besides having this video out on the World Wide Web for everyone to see and be like, Hannah, how are your Excel skills going? I'm going to take these and create little mini timelines for myself in my planner. So I was gifted this amazing planner called the Desire Map Planner from Danielle Laporte. So this is what it looks like. It is beautiful, has every single month, and then it has daily tracking. So it's like a page to day. So to do, there's reflecting, envisioning, nourishing thoughts, and intentional actions. So I think under that section, intentional actions, is where I'll put different things for me to do. So one easier example for me to talk about is for YouTube, I want to post greater than or equal to 1 time per week. So I'm going to go in here and on the main calendar spread, that's like I think this is called like at a glance or something like that. I'm going to go to the specific date and put post YouTube video by this time or film YouTube video by this time. So I'm gonna actually create a schedule where I can keep myself on track and then check it off once it's done. And then at the end of the month, I'll do like check-ins because they have a longer spread at the end of the month where you look back and reflect on everything that you did. So I am so excited to use this planner. It's pretty big. It's like, what's that, 1.5 inches wide, but I'm really excited. I think it's gonna add a ton of value. So now I'm going to populate this guy to see where I can add all of these in for scheduling my goals so I can keep myself on track and accountable. I hope this video was interesting for you and maybe you learned a little bit more about me and got some good ideas on some resolutions you can set and even better ideas on how to stick to them in 2020. Let's all commit to keeping each other accountable and sticking to our goals and following through. I'm going to link this journal down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. I'll let you know how I like it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I post a lot more regularly on there and you'll be seeing a lot of this guy in 2020. So if you guys have any other tips or other goals that you set for 2020, let me know in the comments down below because I'd love for everyone to share their goals and things. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up to support me and my channel, especially in 2020, so I can achieve those big goals that you probably already saw. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.